Good morning, everybody. Welcome to BlueSync. Yeah, it looks like I'm recording. All right. Well, thank you guys for being here today. I have a pretty fun little thing to show everybody today, and I'm going to actually try to put it in the... let me make sure I can do this. So put it in the handouts. So I'm putting a document in the handouts right now. That you should, and I'm pretty sure you're able to download it from there, and I'll talk about what else, where it's going to be, etc., etc. Basically, I have a fun new thing that I want to show you guys. So, and I'm going to switch to actually the camera so that you don't have to just look at the Schmidt Resources page for a couple of seconds there. Good morning, happy Thursday, JD here. So one of the things that you've probably heard me talk about at least once, probably closer to 20 or 30 times, is video, is getting our agents to do video, to do stuff for their listings, to do stuff for their social pages, for YouTube channels, for Zap, fill in the blank. We are pushing video a lot, mainly because in 2019, 4 out of 5 minutes spent online are spent watching video in some way, shape, or form. And then Facebook has told us, because we have our partnership with Facebook, point blank, that they share video content more than they share other forms of content. So we've talked about video a lot, and one of the sort of pushbacks that people use, excuses people use sometimes, is that it can be too expensive to buy cameras, it can be too expensive to buy gear, they don't know how to edit, and just the skill set involved is too much to get into it. So that can be true if you're gonna go be a freelance videographer to start your own kind of video stuff, but it's actually way cheaper and easier to do a lot of video stuff than one might think. Let me grab something for a second. So what I did is I worked with Jamie Edmondson, one of the designers on the team, and I see she's on, so she's hopefully she's listening, but shout out to Jamie for getting this document together. But basically what we've created is a $50 or less movie studio. And the PDF version is already in the handouts. I'm going to upload it to Schmidt Resources later. But what this does is it outlines essentially 3 to 4 things an agent, and let me actually go ahead and get this up on the screen too, just so that we can see it fully. It outlines 3 or 4 things an agent needs or can get to increase the video quality that they use. So, sorry to keep switching back and forth here. Now, obviously, the first step is having a smartphone, and you'll see that on the page itself. The first thing people do with video is they do this, right? They either do this or they do this, and then they shoot video with their phone. That already, depending on the subject, is good enough, because one of the things I always like to try to have people remember is that video is about the quality of the message, not necessarily the quality of the video itself. Now, again, if you're doing a walkthrough for a luxury listing, that's going to be different than you doing something downtown your community. However, the footage of a smartphone, I mean, some smartphones shoot 4K, which is I guess the clarity above HD. So some smartphones are already outlast some of our digital cameras and stuff and shoot better than that. But this already, being able to shoot like this with your hand, is sometimes more than enough quality that you need. However, what Jamie and I have done is we've put together this little document that will show you 3 other things you can use to improve the quality of your videos. And this goes on an office level too, of course. But the first one is a tripod or a clicker. So right here, I've got this little tripod. I think this one in particular was about $9 on Amazon. And you've got 3 little legs you can pop out. You put your phone right in here, and instead of having to, you can pop it in and turn it sideways. It's got a level on it, and instead of having to hold your phone, you can put it on your desk, set it down, and boom! Now you've got a stable video, or hopefully stable, tripod that you can use both hands. You can shoot video with, right? And it just holds it just like this. So this itself was $9. Now, you can also get some either with or separately, what we call a Bluetooth clicker. And what those do is they Bluetooth to your phone, and instead of having to lean in and press record and press stop, you have a little clicker in your hand. You just go click, and boom, you're shooting just like this. You're talking, blah, blah, blah. Click, you're done, right? It really is as simple as that. I've seen an agent, I think actually in Holland, use one of them, and she has a tripod and a clicker, put the tripod on her phone on her car out front of the listing, and then stood a little ways back, clicked start. He was able to record without having to click in, run, and then run back to her starting spot and have to edit that footage out. So the tripod and the clicker, and then the third one is a lav microphone. It's called a lavalier is the long version, but it's essentially a microphone that clips onto your chest, to your shirt, right? I don't have it there, of course not. Why would I? It's a little, one of the clips right here, and they make a bunch of them that actually plug right into your iPhone, depending on what port you have. If you got the newer one or the older one, you can get the adapter. The same thing goes for Androids, but again, those things make a world of difference. So if you're outside trying to shoot a video and it's windy like it is in the Midwest and honestly in Florida and VI as well, that wind really kicks up. I had an agent here 2 days ago. He was showing me a video he did that was really good, but there was a part where the wind picked up and all of a sudden you couldn't hear him. You had that rustling. Putting one of these mics on your shirt, on your jacket, whatever, really helps. First of all, direct the audio. So when I'm using an iPhone mic like this, the audio is everything in front of me. When I'm using the little microphone, the clip-on, the audio is coming from right here. So you're not getting all of the wind as much, and they have protectors to sort of stop the wind too. So, and then the third thing is an editing app. Again, if you go to the App Store and you type in editing, there are dozens of apps that come up, and they're all probably pretty good. Some of them are probably not that great, but the best editing app is the one that you use, right? So if you find one that you like, stick with that. Over the past 3 years, I've seen two that people really gravitate to, and they're both on this form. One is called InShot, InShot, and one is called Video Shop. One's shot, one's shop. That's why we even have the little icons on the sheet so you can see what you're looking for in the store. And again, these are both, those especially are really great options. So they're free. I think Video Shop has maybe like a $5 upgrade if you want to use it, but they let you splice clips together on your phone. They let you shorten things. They let you add text. Some of them let you add music. And I want to say it's InShot even lets you add like logos and stuff to your video. So you can do all of that for free from your phone. Yep, Ginger saying Video Shop is awesome. I know that a lot of agents in the North actually use Video Shop. It was actually Mike Dorvan, who used to be part of the marketing team, who told me about it. And I was at a training that he was talking about it, and then I went back up there later, and like all the agents were raving about it. Obviously, if you or an agent has never edited before, it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve, but it's not going to be a 2-hour learning curve. It's going to be hey, let's throw one together really quick learning curve. So, so going back to the sheet here, you can see that we have all of these. We've got the smartphone, we've got the clicker, the microphone, and the apps here. Now, two things I want to point out. One is that if you are using the PDF on your computer or on a mobile device, we have links to two different Amazon listings, one for a tripod clicker and one for a lav mic that you can check out. Now, I will say there is a disclaimer here at the bottom, right? So I went to Amazon and found a couple with good reviews and that were relatively cheap. So the two that are listed above that are linked, they are purely options. I would not even go as far as to say they're recommendations. They are two options that fit all the criteria that agents could need, right? So they're options. They're probably very very viable options, but I would always recommend do some research. We put the disclaimer. We don't have any partnerships with Eocean or the people that did the lav lapel mic. We don't have partnerships with them. They were just good options that fit all the criteria that we needed. So here's one of them. This one I liked a lot because it is a selfie stick, tripod, clicker combo. All three things in one thing. You can see the remote clicker right there. I know that we like to make fun of selfie sticks, but honestly, they do make a world of difference when doing a video. Whether it's a little video walkthrough of a listing, whether you're trying to get more than one person in the shot. And you can see here one of the reasons I like this one is that it's compatible with the four most recent years of iPhones, the Galaxy Notes, and even the Google phones as well. And this one comes with a phone holder, USB cable, and an actual remote for the Bluetooth clicker like we talked about. You can see, it's a little bit more intense. But again, if you just go to Amazon and type in iPhone tripod, all of these things pop up. This one's a little bit cheaper. This is, you can see this one right here is more akin to what I was showing you earlier. Kind of has the three little legs, and also comes with a clicker. So that's a great option. And then over here we have this lapel mic that I was talking about. So this one plugs into, if you look at the port, you can see it's like a normal sort of headphone plug. So if you do have a newer iPhone or smartphone, you might need the adapter, but it'll plug right into that port, and it'll clip right onto the shirt. And you can see again, it's got a wind muff, which really, I can't even stress how much this helps with with audio quality when you're outside. And of course, Amazon being Amazon, if you look down here, they actually have 3 things together. Like, hey, buy all 3 of these, and you got, for $52, and they're frequently bought together, or whatever. So, but as far as the ones that we quote unquote recommended on the page or on the document itself, you'll notice that this tripod clicker combo is $23.99. The lav combo here is $19.88. So doing some easy math, $44. The apps are free. And truly, in under $50, you have a high quality studio, quote unquote studio that helps that really, really increases the quality of an agent's or just any video. So again, so like I said, this PDF is already in the handouts for the GoToWebinar account. Hopefully you can download it there. I am going to throw it up on Schmidt Resources right after this while I'm uploading the video to YouTube. And I'm also going to try to have Jamie, and I don't know if we can do this with Constant Contact Jamie, try to attach it in the email, but at the very least we'll have a link for you to download it. So I know a lot of offices like to kind of print things and post things around. Okay, cool. Thanks, Jamie. A lot of offices like to print things and post them around the office. That's what these are there for. You're able to, download this, print it, and post it somewhere. But again, the links, the 2 live links, obviously won't work. You can't click on a piece of paper and be brought to a website. Although I'm sure we'll be there in a few years. So that about does it. As I'll wait for the questions to roll in if there are any. But I think this is actually pretty self-explanatory. It's a $50 or less movie studio, like we said. The main 3 pieces of hardware is a smartphone, a tripod or clicker, tripod and or clicker. We got a link for one right there, and a lav microphone, which again means lavalier. It's one that you can clip to your chest. Again, there are other versions of these. Again, these are options. They're not ones that I am swearing by, but based off of the research I did do, they seem like very viable options. I've had agents buy things like this. I know Bart Ford, the manager up in Traverse City, he bought a little video kit like this. He kind of put one together through Amazon, had some great success with it. Suzanne asked, will it work with iPad? It should, Suzanne. The microphone absolutely should. The editing apps will. The only thing I can see not working with an iPad would be the tripod, just because, depending on which one you get, just because an iPad is probably 4 or 5 times heavier than just an iPhone, and it might not be able to hold it. But I'm sure there might be iPad tripods you can find on Amazon as well. So, we have a system in Holland where we have a couple of these things that agents can just check out from me if they want to. Maybe that's something you want to do, is put together a little kit that your agents can check out from you and the office. Maybe, an agent wants to go out and buy their own stuff. That's awesome. There are, of course, the last thing I'll end with while we're just waiting, there are sort of upgraded versions of these things. This is a stabilizer. It's one of those things where you put your iPhone into it, your smartphone, and it stabilizes it, and then as you're scanning around the room, it's not turned on right now, or as you're walking, you're not getting the footsteps. It's just a steady shot as you're walking. This one, I think, cost $130, $140 maybe a year or 2 ago. There's a great brand called DJI. They make one called the Osmo that's really cheap. They also make drones, if you've heard of that company before. Again, these things are awesome. They are pricier, but it's one of those things where if an agent wants to make an investment in video, they are amazing. Sam, we didn't talk about GoPro because that's an actual camera as opposed to the hardware we're talking about. GoPros are great though. I've worked with them in the past. They're really nice small cameras. They have a few setbacks, basically, like mainly there's really no screen on it, for depending on which model you get. Some of them there are though. So but no, that wasn't really covered by what we were talking about. We're talking more just about the hardware. Again, I would say for an agent, again, especially if they're starting out, they don't really need a GoPro if they've got one of these. But a lot of people use GoPros for sporting, for hunting and stuff like that. So they've got some great use. So we're coming right in at the 15-minute mark. As always, guys, like I said, if there are any questions, feel free to shoot them out to me, email, text, whatever. This will go out to all of your agents Monday in the Blue Matters Monday. And this is one of those, obviously I'd hope that we kind of talk about every BlueSync either at a sales meeting or resending it out. But this is one of those I'd really appreciate if you guys also maybe forwarded to your office. If Blue Matters Monday goes out Monday, re-forward that email out to everybody Tuesday or Wednesday, just because this is something I had a lot of questions about, and it's something that I'm really excited that we have put together now. So So yeah, please push this out. And again, special thanks to Jamie for creating this document. It's real nice, real pretty. And that's going to do it for today. If you guys have anything else, let me know. Otherwise, have a great rest of your week and have a safe Memorial Day weekend. Thank you, everybody.